All right, you ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock. Are you ready to rock?
Here we go. Oh, I had a bunch of hot sauce and now I'm like out of breath. I'm like, you know,
Get
that's okay.
some milk.
That's okay. All right, here we go. Ready? One, two. Welcome to the Outrun Us Podcast. My name is Taylor Rockwell, but you can call me Tay Rock. With me, I have my lovely co-host.
Hello, hello. My name is Kitija, but you can call me Kit Kat, Cat. Okay, just do not call me Kitija, and then we can be friends.
The very first time I met you, I was like kind of scary because I kept asking people, I was like, how do you think you pronounce this name? And everyone would be like, Khadija, maybe. And like that was the common way that people said to say your name. So when I first met you, like right away, I was like, please tell
Yeah,
me how
I,
to pronounce your name.
I could tell that you was like, I don't know how to say your name. I
Yeah, I
was
was
like
like,
that.
how do you say it? And then you told me, and then I was scared that I wasn't gonna remember because for so long I was calling you Khadija in my head that I was like, oh God.
But it's funny because no, like everyone has called me like all different ways except my actual name. And it's like, can one person get it right? So yeah, call me Kit or
Yeah,
Kit
Kit is
Kat,
my favorite. And then
yeah.
and then Kit somehow went to Kit Kat, and then every once in a while my brain will just call you Cat. Like your name went from Kit to Kit Kat to now Cat. So I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you have a million nicknames now.
that's all right. That's all right. I'm fine with that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so first I think we should talk about who we are. Introduce yourself first, Kit.
Okay. Well, I'm Kitia. I'm Latvian living in the UK and I like to run, I guess. A little bit. A little bit. But yeah, that's I don't know, there isn't much. I'm very I have a lot of hobbies that I pick up and drop, but running has stayed with me for about 3 years now. I think it's about 3 years that I have been running consistently. So yeah.
Wait, I didn't realize you were a year ahead of me. Okay, my name is Taylor Rockwell. Call me Tay Rock, please. That is like my first name at this point. When people call me Taylor, it feels a little government. It kind of scares me. But I have been running for a year and a half. I'm going into my second year and I run marathons. And recently I've been finding myself a little bit more intrigued and involved in the ultra running world. So have you a little bit, Kit, huh?
Yeah, I just did my first. I mean, when I say that I have been running for 3 years, it's kind of like I feel like only last year I started actually understanding running properly in a way. I think there's like a lot to learn, but like the first year of running was just like I don't even know what I was doing. Like you would tell me about shoes, I would be like, "What shoes? Can't you just run with any shoes?" Like all the things I had no idea. So, yeah, I just did my first ultra a couple of weeks ago and I kind of love it. I think that's my jam.
Your ultra was unique because it was kind of not like a backyard, but like how many loops you can do in a certain amount of time, right?
Yes, so it was 6 hours, 3.2 miles per loop. And then I think it's 6.198 kilometers. I don't know what that is. I think it's like 3.2 miles. No, wait. 3.8 miles? I don't know. Um, so yeah, and I did 10 laps and I got 37.9 miles or 38 point something miles. And yeah, that was fun because I was like, when I went into it, I thought I'm going to maybe like pushing for 9 laps would be like quite a lot because I kind of not accidentally ran way too many miles the week before. Because taper who? When you meet Taylor, there is no taper.
Oh
Taper
my
doesn't
God.
exist. So the first 2 laps, I was just so tired. I was like, I want to go home. I want to cry. My legs are tired. But I push it through, and yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. I was like, I wonder how long I could keep going if there wasn't like 6 hour cap.
You need to do a backyard. I feel like you got that crazy in you.
I think I want to do a backyard. I
That's what you need
think,
to do next. I just ran my first 100K a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And before that, I have ran A couple 50Ks, just one on my own, one official one, and then another one that I just paced somebody in their 100K, and I just paced their back lap, which was 50K for me. And at that time, I was like, oh, I could do that because a 50K isn't that much more than a marathon. So if I can run a marathon, I can run 50K. The only difference is like trail running is significantly different than road running, like significantly different. And I feel like you really just don't like know how different they are until you go out there and experience it for yourself. And even then, like every trail is different and every elevation gain feels so much more different. So, yeah, then I signed up for my first 100K and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so much fun." I didn't even for a second think like, "Oh, can I do it? Like, what is it gonna be like?" Like, I had 0 expectations. I was just like, "Sure, yeah, let's do it." And, like, that's a whole other story, but little behold, I had, like, lessons to be learned, a
Oh,
whole
we're gonna
other,
have to go into those details because I need to hear all of it.
yeah,
All
for
of
for
it.
another episode because I can talk
Yeah.
3,000,000 hours about that. Um,
Yeah. And I also like actually talking about trail running, like I never did trail running. I don't even like I knew because we only met like 2 months ago, and I was like, Tay runs trails, and I have never run trails, so I had to go to the shop and actually get my first pair of trail running shoes because I was like, well, I'm gonna be with her for like 3 weeks. I need to be able to run trails. So doing the first ultra now on the trails was like, I can actually sprain my ankle anytime because you don't
right.
get that on the road. You don't
Wait,
get
real
that
quick,
like
should we talk about how we just met like 2 months ago?
Do you want to do it in this episode?
I mean, maybe a more in-depth version, but to be clear, I mean, Katia lives in UK, Tayrock lives in US. We met in
Mm.
Hawaii for the first time in December to run Honolulu Marathon, and that was the first time we met. And essentially, we spent 3 weeks together. We stayed in Hawaii together. She came to Austin with me. She stayed with me, and then we went to Colorado for the holiday. And basically, we've been inseparable ever since. Like we're like
Yeah.
soul sisters.
Well, like we even when we don't talk, we talk. We're like we are in connection all the time. So I don't even know what life was before we met.
That's what I mean. It's crazy to say like, "Oh, it's only been 2 months," because like I feel like I've lived a lifetime with you, but
Yeah.
all for like another episode. In this episode, I definitely want to talk about the Outrun Us challenges because
Yes.
that's what is like our bread and butter at the moment, and so much has happened. So where do we even begin?
Well, I think we should start with how this even came about because it was like kind of like a funny way because we were all at the dinner. I think it was the last evening in Austin, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
we were all at the dinner, and one of you guys were kind of like, oh, there's this challenge, teams of two, something, something. And then we kind of all looked at it, and it was like, oh, we should all enter. And then I think you got in touch with them or something. And it was like, we are not doing it because there's not enough people or something.
Yeah, they were like they put out something on Instagram like use the link in our bio to sign up. So I went to their bio, but it wasn't there. So I commented like, "Hey, the link isn't working." And yeah, they said that they're not going to do it right now because maybe not enough people signed up, but I think they said they're focusing on community events or something. So then I kind of was disappointed. So then we were kind of like, "Dang, that was fun." Like we were looking forward to it. And then we were like, "We should just do it ourselves then."
Yeah, you were like, let's challenge people to, outrun us and things like that. And then it just went so quickly because then there was like the video, the editing, because it was so quick. It was literally in a matter of a few days that it came about. And then somehow everyone saw the video and everyone wanted to participate. And we were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we had the idea one day, and I would say like 3 days later, we like filmed the video, and the video is kind of funny because I literally am like up in the camera and I'm like, "You think you can outrun me? Prove it." And like with like a straight face. And then I explain the rules. So the rules are essentially you get a teammate. So teams of two will run as much as they can in 1 month, the month of January. And whoever runs the most will win $100. And the $100 was just coming out of my own pocket. And so I was defending essentially my own $100 bill. And since then, though, ASICS has been involved. ASICS is sponsoring the challenge. They're giving the top 3 teams 6 shoes. We have Balega socks. We have like a couple other little sponsors that are just wanting to be involved in the athletes' participation. So it kind of like went from just like hee hee ha ha, this dinner table conversation to like this actual thing that, I challenged everybody. And keep in mind, I thought when we did the challenge that it would be like my small group or like even the people on Strava or like people from my run club. I had no idea that it was going to go like global and that there were going to be people all around the world participating in this event.
Literally, there's like people from everywhere. And then you kind of like get to like know the people, and it's so much fun because everyone is like, like sometimes I think I wouldn't say I run so much because, like, bear in mind, I only run 1,500 miles last year, but I kind of thought I already run a lot. And then you enter this challenge and you're kind of like, you're against some serious runners, like some serious runners. And I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
we
I don't
actually
think
have to run a lot
I
to kind of like,
I had no idea what kind of runners were going to come into the challenge. All I knew was that I wasn't going to let them outrun me. That's all I knew. And it was funny because a lot of people kept like meme commenting, being like, okay, well, like Andy Glaze is going to be my partner. Like David Goggins is my partner. Cause, I said like tag your partner down below or whatever. And so it was funny, but me and Katia were talking the other day, like, there's like a handful, like 7 or 8 people in this challenge who so far have ran more than Andy Glaze in this month
yes,
alone
by
just to
the
keep
way.
up in this challenge. And so, nonetheless, it went from like, haha, this will be fun to like, oh my God, like game on
Yeah, we
real
actually
quick.
have to run like 4 hours.
So for
Because
context, we're in day 30. So we have 2 days left in the challenge. Kutia, how many miles have you ran so far?
I have run 495.4 miles. I mean, because up till this challenge, I was working, like I would run in kilometers, right?
Mhm.
And I don't even want to know what's that in kilometers because I believe that's a lot. I don't even want to look because in my head, I'm currently on kilometers. I'm on miles, but like I'm just thinking it's fine. It's only like 500 kilometers. It's fine. It's fine. You're okay.
Yeah,
Because
like
it's actually like insane. It's actually insane amount of miles.
yeah, I don't know exactly where I'm at. I don't look, but I'm right under you. I think I'm at like 470 or 480 maybe. Like right
Yeah.
there. My goal is really to get me to 500 miles by the end of the month. And to say that I ran 500 miles in 1 month is absolutely diabolical. Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean? Like, I would have never expected me making this challenge that's where I would have ended up just 30 days from me daring the entire internet to outrun
Because
me.
remember your teammate was like, "Oh, I'm planning to run 18 miles every day." And you was like, "I'm not running 18 miles every day. Are you crazy?"
No,
And then she proceeds to run 20 miles every day.
no, literally, my
Instead.
teammate was like, "You're gonna need to run 18 miles every day," and I was like, I don't think I need to run that much." And also, like, who do you think I am? Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, who
And
runs
then
18 miles every day?
no, literally. And now I'm like, oh, okay, like 18 is like the minimum. If anything, we've been running closer to like 20, 22, even some days 26. Like we've been up there.
I think in the last like 7, 8 days, I have not run less than 20 miles. Like that's minimum. That's like minimum 20 miles a day.
What's funny too is like obviously Katia and I are not on the same team, but we
Yeah.
will be
We
on the
need to
phone.
talk about that in the future, by the way.
We'll be on the phone. So like, well, it's her morning. It's usually my night, and vice versa. Like a little bit close to that. And so I'll be running, and I'll be talking to her, and then she'll be running, and she'll be talking to me. And both times we're always like, she's like, "Should I stop now?" I'm like, "No, go one more mile." And I know she's my competition, but even we keep pushing each other's limits.
Oh,
We're like, "No,
yeah.
just go one more, just in case."
Yeah, because even if it was yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm at home. It's like 12 point something something miles. And I was like, I'm going to finish. And I think it was like 12.63 or something. Like you were like, just go to 12.7. I was like, I might as well go to 13 then, you know? And then it was like, yeah, it's great. I think even though we are not in the same team, we are kind of still like, you still need to do some miles, go get it, and things like that. So we are supporting each other. And also, what I wanted to mention, your teammate actually asked me, he said, he was like, oh, I heard you're going to do 500 miles this month. I was like, in the beginning of the month, I was like, who do you think I am? Like, there's no way I can do 500 miles in a month. Like, who can even do 500 miles in a month? Spoiler alert, you actually can do 500 miles in a month. Can you sustain that? Probably not, but here we are. Here
Yeah,
we
I
are.
mean, honestly, nonetheless, like in a serious metric, this challenge has taught me so much about my own limits and really has had me thinking like what I normalize in my head and like maybe like the limits I was putting myself under before and like mostly because everyone around me like thought like 50, 60 miles a week was crazy, but in reality, I've met so many people through this challenge who are running closer to 100 a week where it's just like, "Oh, who you surround yourself with is kind of your normal. What you think you are capable of is your perception." And it's really had me like reflecting on what I normalize, what my own standard is, and what I'll be doing in the future, even past this challenge.
100%. Because, like, this is what I was saying to you as well before. Like, I used to think 30 miles a week was a lot. 30, 40 miles. Like, literally, I think when I was training for my first marathon or something, I don't remember. It was kind of like you said, like 50 miles. And I was like, how does anyone run 50 miles a week? That's not normal. And then, by the way, I want to shout out Sam. I don't know who you are, where you came from, what you eat, but you have done in the last 8 weeks, average 130 miles. Who does that? I'm
That's
sorry, who does that?
that is
And that is,
crazy.
but remember how it was like, you were like, oh, it's fine, fine, fine. And then Sam enters the chat and it's like, oh, I actually have to go and run like a lot of miles.
I think
And
it
then
was when Sam entered the challenge was the first time me and you looked at each other and were like, "Oh damn, like we gotta run."
yeah, we were like, who is this guy? And then we went on his Strava as well. And we were just looking at it. And it was like week 110 miles, 145 miles, 110 miles, 145 miles. And bear in mind, the first time I ever ran 100 miles, both of us actually, was December 2025. So like a month
Mine was
started.
the last week in November because I did it the week of Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, and mine was like the week after. So, but it is like a month before this challenge was the first time we ran 100-mile week.
And I remember I made a whole series on it on my Instagram, like trying to run 100 miles. And I remember being like, this is crazy. Like, this takes a
Yeah.
lot of work. But I mean, you too. But like right now, I've ran multiple 120 weeks, multiple 130 weeks. And at this point, it's just like normal. Like, I don't even really think like, oh, it's hard anymore. At this point, I'm
Yeah.
just like, I think about miles in terms of time. Like, okay, I just need to dedicate 3 to 4 hours today to run. And then like, I don't even think
Sorry, I
about
need to
how far
laugh.
I
Like
went. I just think about how long I did it.
I'm just gonna dedicate 3, 4 hours a day. Like that's like a full-time job at this point. When you think about, getting ready and all that, well, you warm up, I don't. But
It
I
has
should
been kind of
probably
funny,
I
like
should.
how many people at the beginning were like, "Hey, like join this challenge." They're like tagging their friends and they're like, "Oh, we got this in the bag." Cuz like
Oh yeah, I
if you don't know
remember.
what Katia and I look like we're just little girls. We're both like 5'1", like
Yeah,
little tiny
on a
girls.
good day.
And everyone kept being like, like, "We got this in the bag." And here's the thing, it's my own $100, but, like, if someone's gonna outrun me, like, I'm not gonna just give it to them, like, I'm gonna, like, do my best, and if they actually outrun me, like, I will, shake their hand and bow my head, like, "Good job, good effort," because, like, I know I gave it my all, but I wasn't gonna let just anybody just have it, like, no way.
Except me. Thank you very much.
Well, okay,
No,
so
I'm
maybe should we
joking.
talk about the teams that are winning? Because right now you're in a really interesting place being so close to another team.
Yes, so it's like top four teams are very close. So your team and Sam's team are actually like going for the first spot now. And then my team with what was the name? Chris and Adam, we are like 5 miles apart. And only the top three teams get the shoes. So we are like really close.
Yeah, so me and my teammate Carlos were number one seed, but I think we only have a gap by like 30 or 40 miles, which in your head you might think like that's a really big gap, but not really when Sam is running 30 miles a day. Like I
Yeah.
have to run at least 25 miles a day just to keep my lead because he's been like shortening the gap more and more. Like before we were 70 miles ahead, then we were 60, then we're 50. So like they're getting closer and we only have 2 days. So you might think
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm comfortable in the first seed, but like in reality, I'm not. I have to work really hard to make sure they can't come for that first seed. So first and second are like really, really close. And then third and fourth are extremely close. They're only 5 miles difference, but I would argue that your position is almost more important because, yeah, like you said, the top three teams get the ASICS shoes. So it's like the difference between getting the shoes, being in the top three versus not, and getting, so
And that's
close and being in
also
fourth
like
place.
you want to be on the podium. Like you want to be on the podium. Like I feel like the second and fourth place is always so like, oh, I should have tried a little bit more. I should have gone a little bit more. So you best believe I'm going to be out there running all night. No, I won't, but
No, she will.
it's,
She's told me
and
her plan.
also,
Everybody should be scared.
also, it's just like, it's crazy that how we kind of like push each other. And also, like, it's amazing, the prices are amazing and everything. But I think at some point, it just became, for me, it just became like how far I can go. It like, I think it was like maybe week three. No, not week three. Yeah, probably. It was like, okay, this is like a test for me, how far I can push myself, sort of, to see how far I can go.
At first, it was like, let's just see how much we can run. But then when we started to just give our all and like really push our limits, then all of a sudden it was like, dang, we're so close to 500. Like, let's push it. Like for me,
Yeah,
I never once had a goal of running 500 miles in 1 month. And
same.
then all of a sudden it was in reach. And now I'm like, wait, I think I can make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's what I was like trying to say. Like at first it was like, oh, so, exciting and looking at the people. And well, to be fair, the ahas the Strava send you when somebody overtakes you, I'm like, okay, I'm putting my shoes on and going. But like at some point it just became like, oh, can I reach 400? Can I reach 450? Can I reach 500? Like,
Yeah.
can I reach 550? I don't know if we can, but I don't know. Nothing's impossible because at this point, like, it just shows that it's limitless.
And then, like, in addition to that, I feel like not only are we having that experience, but a lot of the runners in the community are because, we have a group chat. So everyone is talking about their experience and everyone is saying, like, I haven't ran this much, like, in so long. Or some people make jokes and they're like, I've never ran this much my entire life.
Mm.
But, independently from the group chat, so many people have reached out to me privately in DM talking about like how much this challenge has meant to them, or that, a long time ago maybe they were on a weight loss journey and they would have never imagined them being here today. And all of a sudden, that's why I think Katia and I were like, okay, let's make this like an actual community event that we do every single month, because the amount of like gratitude that I feel for myself, for the runners, the energy that we have in the group, like truly the purpose behind this seems to just be so much greater than just the $100 and the ASIC shoes.
I have even had people that are not in the challenge, but because like I posted like on my stories and things like that, people just have reached out and said like, "Oh my God, you're crushing it. Like how do you even do it?" And I'm like, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
At
I
this
think that's
point, it's
funny.
just fed by delusion.
I will say, like, sometimes people will be like, how do your knees not hurt? Like, how do you do it? Like, you're superhuman, whatever. But like, to be fair, like, we are very much human, and like this is having impact on us. Like, my recovery has been at an all-time high. I've never had to recover so much in my life. So don't let us like fool you. It's not like we're just like, oh yeah, this is great, we love running all these miles. Like, we definitely are working for it, and with working for it comes like a lot of recovery. So I just know that like all the other athletes in this challenge are also pushing their limits and also doing everything they can to stay in the game and like stay healthy enough to keep, moving forward.
Yes, for sure. Because I remember I was saying, like, my legs are tired. They are tired. It's not like I'm going out with fresh legs every single day. What do you mean? Like, I have been running so many miles and like eating as well. I have been eating. I was thinking about it. I should have saved the packs of bagels I have eaten because it's a lot of bagels. So many bagels. And also, it's just like in general, because we also need to live our lives, go to work and all those things. It does affect. That's why I was saying, like, it's not sustainable, I think. Well, except for Sam, because he runs 7:05 pace mile and calls it recovery, by the way. Um,
I
and
don't know.
then,
I've been thinking a lot about this. Like, what does my life look like after this challenge? Like, when I don't wake up every day and have a leaderboard staring at me, when when I'm
yeah,
not being chased by a team to keep my first place seed. Like, where does my motive come? Because right now it's fun, it's a game, but in reality, like, running is so much more than that. Like, you can't, your why as to why you run cannot be always fueled by like competition, because if it's competition you automatically fail yourself. Like, you need to run, for myself anyway, for a greater purpose. And so it's going to be really interesting to see what my rebound is, or like say what my new normal is, what I find sustainable. Will I continue to prioritize running in a certain way? It will be really interesting. And maybe next month, after we find out the answer, let's come back to this conversation and see what we have found.
100%, because now it's gonna like, because also like we are across the whole world and we have such a different time zones. So for me, like when I wake up, I just see like all the people have run while I slept, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to do this many miles. Like I don't even know. Like sometimes it has been like you're out for a run and then you get a notification and you're like, oh, I guess I'm running more. And yeah, to go into a new month without having that kind of like a motivation, because like at this point you're just like you're going anyways. You want to or you don't, because you have a goal to achieve. Whereas like next month when the challenge changes, it's going to be like, are you still going to go whenever you want or you don't? Are you
Yeah.
still going to go the extra mile when you see somebody has overtaken you,
13 miles seems like, in my brain, like
the
bare
walk in the
minimum.
park.
No, like at that point I'm like, okay, that's 2 hours of running. Like, that seems sustainable, because at this point that's half of what we're doing. So,
Literally.
uh,
So, but it will be interesting because you don't actually have to kind of like, not that you have to do it now, anyways, but it's a bit different when you're kind of like committed to a challenge. And then how it's the same, when you train for a race, everything goes into the race. Like I remember when I was training for my marathons and Ironman and everything about my day was how I can make my training better, how I can get better, how I can be faster and things like that. And then when the challenge, when I have achieved the goal, it's like you get the blues. It's like,
Post
what
marathon blues.
yeah, what do I do now? And I think that's why we are quite quick to also, like, I am that kind of person because I strive of completing, achieving a goal. I literally sign up the next day. I
Yeah.
just like, I need something new. But I think, I don't know, I'm saying this now. I'm going to stay off signing up for anything new for like a little bit. But yeah, you can ask me in a week and see what I say then because of
No,
my,
I think that's really common. I mean, that's why it's called post-race blues. I think it's common that people have. But I think that's kind of what, I just want to like recenter your focus a little bit and like
mm,
remind myself also that like that's why we run for greater purposes. Like it can't be for a race, it has to be for ourselves. And so like we need to like align and be true to like why we really run. Like why do you really run, Katia? Because it's not for an Ironman, it's not for an ultra. Like there's a greater purpose behind it, and you know that that's what really fuels your runs. And like you run for greater purposes, and I know them. You share them with me, but like just highlighting them more in your brain. Like it's not for the marathon. Like at that point, that's just the victory lap. Like there's a greater
yeah,
reason you run.
100%. And I just need to go back to reminding myself because, like, I feel, I don't know about you, but just like when I run, I just switch off completely. I think. I don't know. Sometimes people ask me what I think when I run, what I think about when I run. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. That's a different person. But I have so much clarity after the run. And I think that's one of the whys. I have many of them, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to tap into my whys
Yeah,
instead of
I think I might have undiagnosed ADHD because, like, how is it that increasing my heart rate and running an endurance sport is the only time that I feel relaxed?
yeah, it's like everything switches off and you're just going. You just like it's literally but I also like I think really well. It's so weird. I can't explain it because like I don't think about anything. Yeah, I think about everything, but it's different because it's not overwhelming
No,
when
and
you run.
the
I
the
don't know how to like it's like I can think about the same things I would think when I'm sat down, but when I run and think about them, it's a better thinking progress
No, it really
process.
is. Like Katia and I, like I said, we talk to each other while we run almost every single day, and I feel like that's when our greatest like ideas come with the challenge, with our own personal goals, with our own content, with our own career goals. Like we just will spit back and forth, and I feel like that's when we have like the best ideas. And almost that's truly how this challenge came to be, where we're like, let's keep it going. Let's make an Instagram. Let's make this a community event. Let's talk about where we want to take this, because it's a great community. Just having this experience with these people 1 month and then not talking that to them again the next month feels like unfamiliar because like we've kind of all like essentially trauma bonded for the last
Yeah, we
month.
are bonded. We are connected now. We didn't, we are, we did this thing together. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, even in the future, like if I ever see anyone, I would be like, oh, I know this person. We did this thing together, So
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And it's just like such a beautiful community. So moving forward, Katia, do you want to like talk about a little bit what the challenges are going to be moving forward, what people can expect from us, kind of just hit a little bit on the direction we're moving?
Yes. So it will be monthly challenges. And they will be different type of challenges because it will be teams, it won't like it will be individuals. It might be that you have to go do it like the whole month every day or just the weekends. We want to make it fun, we want to make it like accessible for everyone, and also like it's not about the pace, but I think we want to more focus on the endurance, how far you can go, how far you can go when you're tired, how far you can go when your mind is like, oh, I don't want to go anymore. Like I feel like for me, it's kind of like when you go back to the reason why you run. I want people to remember the reasons why they run. And I feel like some of the challenges will put them in the situations where they need to remember why they run, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
and also these challenges are not like, oh, run a marathon. Like it's not like things that we've already done that come easy. Like me and Katia are making these challenges with things that scare us. Like
Yeah.
we're
Because
like, oh
this,
my God, we have to do it too. Like if we tell other people to do it, like we also are attempting the challenge with
oh,
everyone.
100%. Because the next month's challenge that we haven't announced yet, but it's coming soon.
I think we
This
can
is,
announce it here. I mean, we're 2 days out. Yeah.
do you want to?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, this was so January, the January challenge was obviously my idea. That's kind of what I did, but this month I was like, Katia, you come up with the next challenge. So you explain it because this was your idea.
Okay, this one actually came to me. I was just trying to figure out how I can run more miles in this month because obviously we need to get more miles. And I was thinking about different ways how to, do it. And then I thought of how about I run 4 miles every hour on the hour for 12 hours straight. And kind of that would be my last day of the challenge. And then I ran that by you, Tay, and I was like, I think I want to run 4 miles on the hour every hour for 12 hours. And that would get me to 48
8.
miles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
48.
And I was like, and that would be kind of like a good finale for me, on the last day. And then you were like, no, wait, I want to do it too. And I was like, should we do it together? And then we were like, wait, should we do it as a challenge? And then, yeah, that is going to be the new challenge in February, any day in February. So, because we appreciate a lot of people have races and everything. So, we are not going to set a date, but you're going to have from the 1st to the 28th of
Yeah.
February, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Any day in February, you're going to have to run 4 miles on the hour every hour for 12 hours straight. More details, we're going to post video on post and everything, like the rules, exactly how it's going to be. The more times you do it, the more entries you're going to have to the prize draw. But the rule is you have to start the 4 miles on the hour. So you start like you can even choose the time. I was thinking to start at like 6 a.m., start my 4 miles, finish before 7 a.m., maybe come home, have some food because I have like a really good road here where I go out 2 miles and come back. And then I could have my food or rest a little bit for, I don't know, 15 minutes or whatever I would need and then go again.
Yeah.
Instead of like running them constantly, you still have, it's basically a backyard ultra simulation.
And I've had a lot of people reach out and they were like, saying things like, one day I want to run an ultra marathon. And I feel like these challenges are the way you can push yourself to a limit because at the end, you'll have ran a total of 48 miles at the end of the day, and you technically ran an ultra marathon in one day. So I think this will be Outrun Us Ultra. You know, we had the January was called Outrun Us I Dare You, but February will be Outrun Us Ultra, and this will be like a really cool opportunity for people to call themselves an ultra marathoner.
100%. And it's also like it's a simulation of backyard ultra. So, but obviously because you do it in your own time, you do it in your own, I don't know, hometown, or you go to the track, or you do it on treadmill. We don't want to, do it any longer than that because we can't have the support as it would be in a normal race. So, but I also think it's a fun way because like you can choose where you run and how you run. And then you maybe in the future, you can figure out what works best for you. Like, do you
Yeah.
want to run it on a road or do you want to run it on a trail and things like that? So, and also like, you just like, can you do it? Because I think I can, but I'm not sure because I have never had to run for so long. So it's going to be fun.
I would
I think,
say, if anything, like just if I could give any advice to anyone, it would be one,
don't drink pickle juice.
don't drink pickle juice. That's we'll talk about that another day. Number one would be just like do it in a beautiful spot where you can have the opportunity to truly experience the challenge. Do it in a place where bathrooms are accessible. Do it in a place where you
100%.
have access to food, and do not undereat. Like, this is the time to see how much you can eat. In ultramarathon running, they always say it's really a competition to see who can eat the most. So if you can't run close to your house, maybe like, make quesadillas, make PB&J, put it in your car, bring a cooler, put it in your car, so that way every time you do a loop, you can go to your car, you can camp out, stretch, eat a lot. Eat more than you think, drink more than you
Yeah, when you
think.
think you have eaten enough, you probably need to eat more.
Yeah.
So
And so that's what I would recommend on a physical, like, you know, unsolicited advice. In a spiritual advice, I would say go in and just have no expectations for how to perform. Just go in and simply experience. Um, set your intention right that, like, I am going to finish this, because there will be times where your brain will be like, yo, maybe we should stop. And when you have those thoughts, how do you work through those? And that's the experience. And truly just become familiar with yourself, come familiar with getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I know that's like cliche, but truly, what do you do when your body starts to shut down? How do you react, and how do you show up for yourself? Because that's ultimately when training begins. That's when you figure out who you are. So those are my quick advices, physically and then spiritually, and I guess, I don't know, spiritually the right word? I don't know how to explain it, like, mentally.
I guess so. And also I think it's gonna be in a way, yeah, for example, I'm gonna stay around my house. Because it's just I want to make sure that I can access the food, the toilet, the drinks, and everything like that. And also, I think in general, it would help for people because I don't know, like it seems like 4 miles is not that long, you know? And I think at some point you do get into to the point where it's like, why am I even doing this? And I think that's the moment you need to remember that, like, I don't know, for me that's one of my whys is that, like, my body is capable of doing these things.
It's funny that you said you're capable, because that's one of my affirmations. Whenever I'm down and out, I repeat these affirmations over and over and over again on repeat. But I'll say things like, I'm strong, my body is strong, my mind is strong, I am capable, I am willing. And I say those on repeat. So it's interesting that you said that, like, a lot of your why is about being capable, because yeah, like, one day you won't get the opportunity to experience your body getting pushed to its limits, and, like, ultimately that's what it feels like to be alive, is like pushing yourself to those limits and then going further.
And also remember, like, when I don't know about you all, but like when I finish something really hard, the runs that I didn't want to do, or the miles like I didn't want to run, or like anything like that, I think that's what like running is for me. It just brings me, when I do those things, it just makes me invincible. Like I genuinely think I can fly.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't, but like
No, you
I just
could.
feel like I can do anything. And I think like this is kind of like a good way to see how far you can push yourself, and then get to the point where you kind of like, if you're in like lap 8 or 9 or something, and you're kind of like so close, but you want to give up and everything. And then you go those 2 more laps. And then when you finish it, no, is it 2 more? 4 more. Anyways, my maths is not mathing. And then once you finish it, you're like, oh my God, I just did that when I didn't want to, when my mind was fighting me, when my legs were tired and everything. And then I love how it translates into real world. Like the running is real world, but like, I mean, in the general world, I just feel like I can do anything.
That's beautiful, and I am thankful for this experience for month 1. I'm looking forward for month 2. I think maybe we should end these podcasts always saying things that we're grateful for, yeah?
Yes, but well, I'm currently grateful for orange juice.
I knew you were gonna say
I
that.
mean, we were on such a serious note, but honestly, orange juice is something else
Oh
because
my God.
it has got me through. It got me through my whole ultra and it has got me through this whole challenge.
Oh my
So
God. I love
honestly,
it. I would
not
I
to
would
be,
say pickle juice, but right now we're seeing
oh,
other
you can't say
people.
pickle juice because I have trauma for you
Me too.
for pickle
We'll tell the
juice.
story. Next week we'll tell the story.
Okay, yeah, but no, honestly, I'm grateful for my body and my mind, and just because, like, even the other day, I had the worst run ever. Every minute of the run, I wanted to turn around and come home. And I was like, no, this is what you set out to do, and this is what you're going to do. And I think that's where I realized how capable I am and
Mhm.
how able I am to like keep going when I don't want to. So I'm definitely grateful for my mind and my body that keeps going even when I don't want to.
No, that's beautiful. I love you. I'm thankful
Oh,
for
I love you
you.
too.
I love this group. I look forward to where we take this whole community, these challenges. Thankful for you to say yes and be like match my freak, you know? Like I'm thankful
Yeah,
that we're like the same person and that we
we're
like are
literally the
so in
same
it together.
person.
Yeah, exactly. So nonetheless, thank you for
Wait, you didn't
listening.
say what you're grateful for.
What do you mean? I literally just said I'm grateful for the community, for
Oh,
you. I was just going on and on.
I was like, I'm thinking about the 20 miles I gotta run today. No, I'm
This girl,
joking.
this
Sorry.
girl. Oh my God. Well, thank you for listening. Anything last minute messages you want to poke in there before we let him go?
No, I think I'm just happy that people join and people enjoy and have fun and they push themselves to keep going and then achieving new goals. And I just can't wait to see how far we can all go together.
Aw. All right. Well, we'll see you next week and let's rock.
Bye.
Bye. This better save. This is what I've been scared of this whole time.
Oh
Hang
my
on.
God, imagine.
And